Stream of consciousness. Let it fly. It is what it is. Fuck YouTube. Free thought. Maybe talking some truth, maybe talking some shit. Opinions that matter, opinions that don't even fucking matter. Well, there's only one way to sum this up. This YouTube channel, it's whatever. And that's the way I like it. Don't be scared. Just fucking build. Okay, you know what? Everybody's talking about this Will and Jada Smith situation. You know, of course, the timing of Jada's interviews coincides with her new book, Marketing 101. Let me show you the reason why they don't like people my age. Because the thing is, we remember stuff. I'm gonna show you guys something, and it's gonna be extremely difficult for you to find this information, but I'm telling you, it's out there. Now, I'm gonna say it might have been about 2007 or 2000, maybe 5. There was a magazine called Sister to Sister. So basically, you spell out sister, and then you put the number 2, and then sister after that. There was one issue where Tisha Campbell wrote to the magazine itself, and in that issue, she talked about how she never thought she'd be one of these women. However, it turns out that the man that she was married to was actually bisexual or possibly gay. This man was Dwayne Martin. In that same letter to Sister magazine, Tisha Campbell went off talking about all of the things that she found, etc., etc., etc. In that same article in Sister to Sister, Tisha Campbell was telling people that she also was engaging in an alternative lifestyle. So again, she put it out there that her and her husband were pretty much swinging around with Will and Jada, or at the very least, Will Smith and somebody else. Okay? This is real deal shit. Right after that article, Will Smith and Jada went on a complete PR spin to dead that situation. And I mean, they jumped on it immediately, y'all. Because the last thing they wanted to do was to have their business in the street. Now, if we go by what Tisha Campbell actually said, she basically was saying that Will Smith and Dwayne Martin were a couple. So, fast forward, if you look up that Sister to Sister magazine article, one, you're gonna have a very hard time, if not impossible, finding it. This is why actual books are still the best thing going, because believe me when I tell you, as long as everything is digital, it can be erased. It can be scrubbed off the internet and altered. You understand? It's deeper than what you think, y'all. It's deeper than what you think. Why they want everything digital. But here's the thing. That article happened. And then after that, they said it was a rumor. So now let me show you how rumor becomes fact. Not only after that article did Dwayne Martin say, I'm not gay, and if anybody tries to talk to my wife, then I'll beat him up or whatever the hell. Pure homosexual spin right there. You understand? Get you all off the tracks. Here's the thing. Years later, guess what? They got divorced. I think there was an article in 2007 or 2008. I believe it was Essence Magazine. Yeah, Will Smith and Jada were on the cover. And in that issue, they were pretty much letting you know that their marriage is different and they do what they do, and it is what it is. Now, if we continue to fast forward, we'll run into the famous Jada Pinkett and August Alsina situation. What happened here was August Alsina and Jada Pinkett Smith were actually having sex with each other. The problem is August Alsina couldn't keep his mouth shut. It was the classic case of when a guy sleeps around and the woman that he's sleeping around with, or the mistress, but she gets caught in her feelings. It was just in this instance that August Alsina was the chick who couldn't keep his mouth shut. Yes, Jada Pinkett kind of fell for him a little bit hard according to the text that he was showing. But at the end of the day, Jada is an OG. She wasn't going to open her mouth publicly about what was going on, but she had no choice once her male mistress actually opened his mouth. So she went into, once again, spin mode. Red table talk, Will Smith, entanglement, which still kills me to this day, because if that was a guy, you know that man would have been tarred and feathered. Again, women, if you're not going to hold each other accountable or mock and shame each other when you guys do wrong, then you guys are going to never get on code. And guess what? You're going to continue to mess around with each other's men, mess around with each other, and walk away confused, not knowing who loves you and who don't. You've got no code, girls. You got no code. So let's continue to fast forward So now we go to the Oscars. Will Smith slaps the hell out of somebody he know he could beat on any sunny day. That would be Chris Rock. Why did Will Smith do this? Why did he lose his mind? What was going on? I just think Chris Rock caught Will Smith on a bad day. It's very possible that Will Smith might have had a little bit of cocaine, because if you actually know anything about cocaine or speak to anybody that's done cocaine, it makes you feel like the greatest person in the world. And let me tell you something, if you read Will Smith's book, which is required reading because it's a great book, he lets you know that yes, he doesn't have a lot of confidence in himself no matter what. Cocaine, boop, that gets rid of that. You have to have snorted cocaine for you to be the first person to get up on stage and slap the hell out of a presenter. You have to have been on cocaine. You have to have. Because if you was in your right mind, you would have been like, you know what? No one's ever done this. This is the most gangster / embarrassing thing I could ever do. There's no way I should do this. Even though Chris Rock is pissing me off, I ain't gonna do that. I'll slap him later. No, Will Smith was on coke. That's what I believe, 150%. And it's no secret that a lot of people in Hollywood do coke. So let's fast forward. Once again, Jada's in spin mode. She comes out and she says, you know what? It's always been about Will Smith. And we have our major issues in this family. So I think we all knew that this was the beginning of the end, because Jada was looking messed up publicly, and Will Smith, who was trying to pretty much revitalize and repair his image, it was very difficult as long as him and Jada were together. And so now we have Jada finally admitting that her and Will have been separated for quite some time. And this allows Will Smith's image to actually repair, as well as Jada Pinkett Smith's image to actually repair. A couple of important reasons why I made this video. First of all, there's tons of videos on this. And again, I really don't like jumping on the fads because there's a bunch of YouTubers for that kind of crap. I'd rather just talk about stuff with substance. You understand? There's too good of a lesson to be learned here for me to actually pass up, because this shows you how much of a facade what you see on TV is. It's not just Hollywood, but Hollywood is definitely one of the biggest perpetrators of the lies and the illusions. How many times have we told you those people are not real, they're not happy, they're not this, they're not that. They're not. Notice, even on, I think it was Good Morning America or some nonsense like that, the lady asked Jada, she interviewed us, he said, Jada, you're normally a straight shooter, but I guess sometimes you're not. Yeah, and if you can lie sometimes, then you're not much of a straight shooter. It just means that you're somebody that's very two-faced. You're a bullshit artist. That's Hollywood. Why do you think there's so many people resort to drugs or losing their minds? Dave Chappelle let y'all know. He said the environment probably sick. He let y'all know that. You know what I mean? It's not a game. Do not look at these Hollywood people as though they are the standards. There are very few celebrities that are legit good people because they're in a dirty business. They're in a business where they have to constantly kiss ass in order to get the next job. Do you understand what I'm saying? I watched an interview with Michael Jai White. He was on Vlad TV. Before that interview, Carl Jones, an animator for Black Dynamite, the cartoon, he was telling Vlad why Black Dynamite got canceled. Because Carl Jones went on a news show and basically started talking about the plight of black people in the country. After that interview, he got a phone call, and it was an executive, and the executive said, we don't want that kind of attention. Vlad goes back to Michael Jai White, and Michael Jai White tiptoes around the whole situation. He said, well, you know what? Nah, I can't say that's what happened. See all that? Michael Jai White, a legit tough guy. You understand what I'm saying? Even he is letting you know that he will bow down, because if he talks for real, then the movie company that he owns and all of his writing and all of his scripts and all of that stuff is in jeopardy. He won't be able to really get as big as he'd like. He knows that in order for him to be successful in Hollywood, he has to still capitulate. He has to play the game. And see, this is what I'm saying, folks. Freedom is not free. It's just not free. So you might ask yourself, well, shoot, how can I be free? And the only way you can really be free is to do it on your own. Do everything on your own. Keep the right people around you because no one is self-made. But when I say do it on your own, no, your own studios, your own writer, your own cameras, everything. And if you can't find a distributor, and I know this for a fact, if you can't find a distributor for your new movie, you do it the old school way. You go directly to the people. And you might sit back and say, that shit don't work. You better talk to Master P. You better talk to anybody that ever sold something out the back of their trunk. Oh, it works. It works, folks. It works. Go directly to the people. So anything that you see on TV, especially with Hollywood celebrities, just understand that they will say whatever they need to say. They'll say, yeah, everybody get this shot. They'll say, everybody listen to the government. Everybody stay at home. Everybody do this. Everybody do that. They'll say whatever they need to say in order to live for yet another day. They will push you in front of the bus first so that they can live another day. So, a longer video than usual, but I wanted to show you guys just how long lies can be told. And I mean, they can go back further than that. Also, the art of cinema, sitcoms, all of these things, they help you to escape, or they give your mind something else to imagine and dream. This is the hidden power of cinema. It's art like anything else. It's transformative. But just remember, it's called show business. And it's the business side of it that makes it very devilish. But the artistic side of it, that's the part that's good. So try to learn to separate the two. Try to learn to separate the actor from the message. Because if you fall in love with the actor, then you'll wind up believing the illusion. You'll believe the act. And at the end of the day, that's what the actor wants. He wants you to believe him. And you believing the lie shows just how good the actor truly is. So among his people, he's one of the greatest actors of all time. But in reality, he most likely doesn't really know who he is. Or at the very least, he's a man crying, upset, because he has no choice but to love a dirty business. Now imagine if these actors are a couple. Imagine if they're married. That's Hollywood, folks. Nobody sane lives in Hollywood, folks. They get their money and they get the hell out of there. And you know what the craziest thing is? Patrice O'Neal said it so eloquently that I can't even repeat it. The people that want to be famous, they know what kind of meat grinder the industry is. And yet, even though they know that the industry will chew them up, it'll use their skills, their assets to make money and then spit them out when they're no longer useful. Even though you have so many broken, homeless actors and drug addicts, there's always more people lining up to be famous. And you're seeing that more often than not now. With the advent of TikTok and Instagram, you're seeing how many people are willing to die for your entertainment. You can save their lives though. All you have to do is turn them off. If you don't pay attention to them, then they'll have no choice but to do something else productive with their lives. And you're seeing the power of this with the fall of Disney and how much money they've been losing off of their movies and products. People are turning away and they're saying, the hell with this. This is no longer art. This is no longer entertaining. And I'm going to go someplace else. I'm going to use my mind for something better. Have a good day, folks. Peace.